Good morning, friends. My name is Adrika, and today's our stories from a book called Great Stories for Children. It is written by Ruskin Bond. This story's name is The Overcoat. So let's start. It was at evening when I remembered the party. I remembered that the Colliers had invited me to their party on Christmas at their home. I quickly put on my old red jumper, my jeans, and my old football scarf and then went trudging off to the road of the Collardi's house. On the way, I saw a girl standing in the middle of the road. She was almost 16, 17 years old. She looked very old-fashioned. She had long sleek hairs on her back and a gown on her and silk satin shoes. She reminded me on the photos of my grandmother's family album. I looked at her and asked, why are you here on the cold night? Are you going to the party? Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am, she replied. Okay, so let's go together. And we again began trudging to the Colliers with our hands joined. When I asked her name, she told me that it was Julie. She lived at Woolsburn into the top of the hills. When we reached the party, no one seemed to recognize Julie. They all thought that she was a friend of mine. After dancing, we at almost midnight, after saying Merry Christmas to almost everyone, we began trudging back home. On the starting, I told Julie, your dress is very beautiful, but it doesn't seem so warm. So please take my overcoat. And I slid my overcoat over her shoulders. She made no protest. Then we began walking again. After some talking and walking, we finally came to a narrow path. Julie said, "Oh, this is the shortcut path. Can I go? Please go now. Thank you for your company." I asked her, "Do you really know this path? Because it's very stony and it's narrow." Julie replied, "No, I know every stone of it. Don't you worry about me." And I told her that she could keep the overcoat up for the night and then return to me tomorrow. She blushed slightly and then began climbing the narrow path. At morning, I went back to the narrow shortcut path and climbed up it. It was very stony and sometimes the stone slipped. When I finally reached the house she told me at Woolsburn, I saw that the house was in ruins. Mrs. Taylor, who lived next door, told me that the McKinnons had lived there long ago. But when their girl had died, they had moved to another house. The house had been ruins ever since long. Well, I think their daughter's name was Julie. Mrs. Taylor said, "But of course, she can't be the same Julie you're talking about. No, this is the wrong house, you know." And the Julie that died some years ago, grave is in the cemetery nearby. I went to the cemetery and saw a gravestone marked for Julie McKinnon, 1936 to 1952. It was a nice gravestone, and I began looking at it. Suddenly, I saw something familiar in the distance. It was my overcoat, folded neatly and kept over the dew-watered grass. I went to it and picked it up. Then something soft brushed around my face. I knew that someone was trying to thank me. Thank you.